Good evening, baseball fans. Welcome to beautiful Ironman Field. It is Game 4 of the New Brunswick Senior Baseball League Finals between your Chatham Miramichi Ironmen and the visiting Prince Edward Island Islanders. The Islanders come in tonight with a 3-0 series lead. I am, of course, Chris Jardine, voice of the Chatham Miramichi Ironmen, alongside the best color man in the business, Jake Dignam. And Dig, the formula is pretty simple tonight. A win for the Islanders, and they become the 3-time in a row NBSBL champions. And for the Ironmen, a win tonight means we're going back to the island. Pretty simple formula.
Yeah, no, welcome back, everybody. Game 4 here. To say the Ironmen have dug themselves a hole is an understatement, right? We talked about it in the St. John series when the Alpines were down 3-0. It's just one game at a time, one pitch, one inning at a time, whatever you want to say. You can't crawl your way out of the hole unless you start tonight. So
that's right. I mean, again, we go back to the semifinals. The Ironmen took a 3-0 lead and then promptly went to St. John and got, let's just call it what it is. I mean, they got pounded 20-3. And again, you know what? We've been saying all along, right? You can't win 4 games at once. And if you're the Ironmen, I mean, obviously, probably kicking yourself in the butt a little bit because, you've played back-to-back games, winnable games. But obviously, the Islanders have shown why they are the 2-time defending champions, why they are this year's men's senior nationals champion. I mean, they have shown that what we've actually seen from the Ironmen all year, which is they don't give up, they battle. And obviously, you know what? They've won a couple of games late. They won in extra innings here in Game 2. They came back from a 5-0 deficit last night. And again, like I said, you know what? The mood, Dig just has to be, the message has to be, right? One at bat, one inning at a time. You can't win 4 games tonight, but you can certainly win 1.
No, and obviously some positives to take out of those games the Ironmen lost. You're obviously never happy. You would rather be in a 2-1 series, but positives, they hit the ball well. They pitched a little bit last night. Stuff to build on it, and like you said, it just takes the lineup and the right mentality from the guys tonight.
Yeah.
To say like, hey, we're down, but we're not dead.
Yeah. And I mean, that's the thing, right? You know what? I mean, we've seen a lot of magic here at Ironman Field this year, and obviously at this point, right, it's nothing but W's. You got to win the last game of the season. In order to do that, you got to win tonight. We'll take a look at the lineups starting for the visiting Islanders. Their lineup looking very similar to what we've seen the rest of the series. Simon Dubois leading off, playing left field. Cole McLaren catching and batting second. Duncan Pickets is in right field, batting third. Nick McPhail is playing first base tonight and batting fourth. Josh Myers is DH, batting fifth. Jack Kraft is in center field, batting sixth. Logan McDougall is playing second and batting seventh. Logan Gallant is playing third and batting eighth. And Ryan McIsaac is playing short and batting ninth. Ethan Smith gets the ball for the Islanders. We will have a little bit more on him in the bottom of the first inning. The Ironmen sent Jamie Walls to the mound. Their wily veteran broke the 30 career wins plateau earlier this year. Has thrown 7 1/3 innings so far in the playoffs. Is 1-1 with an 8.59 ERA. Had a bit of a rough go in Game 1 over on the island. Again, just a rude awakening to the series. Islanders were rested and ready to play. Ironmen will need their wily veteran to be sharp and on point here. And again, we'd like to see it, same start as Game 2, right? Go in there, put up a 0, come in, get some runs, get on the board here early, and get some positive traction.
Yeah, it's like we've been saying, a game of momentum, and if Jamie can throw up a 0 in the top, a quick one, and the bats get going, a hungry team, you smell blood in the water, and you gotta put up some big numbers tonight offensively.
Yes, absolutely. Umpiring crew for tonight: Andrew Downs on the dish, Josh Humphrey at first, Manu Crevier at second, and Mike Doucette at third. We'll be back with first pitch after the national anthem. Bit of a different look for the Ironmen in the field tonight. Left field is going to be Logan Walsh. In center field, Mike McKay. In right field is Tyrell Hebert. Third base, Gary Hale. Shortstop, Chris Keating. Second base, Charlie Mollison. First base, Nick Leggett. Jeff Walken is behind the plate. And, of course, Jamie Walls is the starter. So here we go. As the Ironmen get ready to take the field here. The Islanders are looking to take it home. The Ironmen are looking to survive another day. As the boys in red take the field here on a beautiful Monday night at Ironman Field. A bit warmer than we have seen. 15 degrees here at first pitch. We have seen it cooler. It definitely feels a lot warmer here tonight than it has the last few games, especially in game 2 where Dig and I were freezing. But a little bit warmer here tonight, so.
Not nearly the breeze that they were dealing with the other night, so hopefully a little bit easier to track the fly balls tonight. And obviously as we get, later into the year, this 8 o'clock start, now the sky is basically as dark as it's going to get.
Yeah, I mean, I got here at 5 after 7, and the lights were fully on. Again, just that time of the year that we're in, obviously, now that we're into the fall season, fall baseball here. And again, very little wind as I look out to the flag. You can see the flag just over Jamie Walls' head there in center field. Very little breeze. There is a slight breeze when it picks up. And again, much like it was in game 2, it's in from right field, neutralizing some of those left-handed hitters and their power in the Islanders lineup to a certain extent. So here we go. Wallace throws his final warm-up. Watkin hits one on down to second, and we're going to get underway here in game 4. Do or die for the Ironmen. Again, we have seen time and time again this summer, the Ironmen have had their backs to the wall. No more so than coming into play tonight, down 3-0. So Simon Dubois is going to step in here to lead it off for the Islanders. Having a very solid playoffs, hitting .381. He's got 10 runs scored, 3 doubles. He's going to step in here. First pitch from Walls. That's a curveball way up out of the zone for ball 1. And to establish the off speed early here. And the 1-0. And that is down for ball 2. Again, as we said, Andrew Downs calling balls and strikes tonight. Josh Humphrey over at first. Manu Crevier at second. And Mike Doucette at third. And that is fouled back. Mighty hack from Dubois there. I don't run it 2 balls, 1 strike. Here we go. The 2-1. That is lined into center off the end of the bat. McKay in, and he drops it. So a bit of an auspicious start there, as that will be E8 to start the ball game. And the runner, the leadoff man, is on. Again, a long run in off the end of the bat for McKay, and he tried to catch it about thigh high and just off the end of his glove onto the ground. So that isn't officially E8 to start the game. And that'll bring up. Oh, sorry, Dave, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, off a left-hander's bat, that ball is gonna slice away from you, Mike. I think he just didn't think it was gonna move that much, and it got away from kind of the middle of the body.
That is strike 1 to Cole McLaren. McLaren hitting .294 in the playoffs, 5 for 17. All 5 of his hits are singles. And again, Dig, right, even though there was only a little bit of wind, pushing that ball away from Mike as well, just enough for him to not be able to corral it.
No, yeah, exactly. Even if it pushes 6 inches, that's the difference between a ball in the pocket and a ball off the fingertips.
Wow, with a big lead over at first, not going. And that is down for a ball. A curveball there from Walls, and it'll be 1-1. Walls does have that high leg kick. We'll see here if Dubois tries to take advantage. He has had no issue in the series.
Yeah, Jamie pretty deliberate to the plate, so
yes,
Dubois
absolutely.
gets a good
he's got
jump.
another little step right out to the edge of the cutout there, and he's going. And that is hit into left field. That'll be a base hit. It does take a big hop in front of Logan Walsh. So the Islanders have the first 2 men on here in the first inning. An error and a single. And that'll bring up Duncan Picketts. Continuing his torrid 2025, hitting .409 in the playoffs. Couple extra base hits. 5 runs scored for the Islanders in their 7 games. Again, the Islanders 7-0 in the playoffs. And here comes the first pitch to Picketts, and that's high and away for ball 1. Hope everybody's having a fantastic Monday evening wherever you're watching from. If you're watching on YouTube or Facebook or Twitch, thank you so much for tuning in to Ironman Baseball Live, brought to you by O'Donoghue's Irish Pub. The 1-0 here to Picketts. That is a curveball that stays high for ball 2.
Finishing the curveball just yet. Couple spinners now been above the belt.
Yeah, he's missed up and away there a couple of times now. So now 2-0 here to the dangerous Picketts. And that is a hack at a high fastball. Picketts looking for the trees in right field there in a 3-0 lead. Swings through it for strike 1.
A little higher than I would imagine he'd like to pull the trigger with, but
trying to get on him early here.
Great time for a double play ball right at Charlie.
That is outside for ball 3. So 3-1 here. First 2 men on here in the top of the first for the Islanders. 3 balls and 1 strike here to Picketts. That is on the outside. Apparently outside or low for ball 4. Handy, but not handy enough, according to the home plate umpire. So that'll load it up. An error, a single, and a walk. And Nick McPhail's going to bat here with nobody out. The bases loaded. McPhail hitting .280 in the playoffs, 7 for 25. He does have a double in there. Couple of runs scored. Has had a good series so far. That is on the outside part of the plate. That looked to be the exact same place that ball 4 was to Picketts. But who am I to say? Camera don't lie, Dig.
True enough.
Here comes the 0-1. That is a grounder to first. And they're going to go to second for 1. And back to first. And that one's going to get away. So that will allow 2 runs to score on the fielder's choice. And the Islanders will take a 2-0 lead. So again, the Ironmen playing back there, looking for 2 up the middle early in the ball game. They're able to get the 3-6 put out. Bit of a high throw there with walls covering. That will be an error, which allows the second run to score. So the Ironmen, their own worst enemy here in the top of the first inning, as they have committed 2 errors, and it's 2-0.
Yeah, tough play. McPhail didn't hit the ball overly hard, so Nick making sure a 1, and I think the best play for Keats there might have been to put that one in his back pocket and live to see another play.
Pretty good looking pitch for ball 1 there. Again, the guys downstairs thought it was such a good looking pitch that they called it strike 1 on the scoreboard. Looked like it was right on the inside part of the plate there. And that is hit high in the air to center field. McKay's under it. He steps in and he will make the play. And that is the first out of the ball game as Myers flies out to center field. Second out of the ball game, sorry. Totally forgot that we literally just had a fielder's choice to play.
Yeah,
before.
no, all good. All good.
So Kraft is going to step in here. Having a pretty good playoffs, hitting .300, has a home run, 6 hits and 5 runs scored. That is high for ball 1. So the Islanders have scored a couple here. 2 errors, a single, a walk, fielder's choice. And it's 2-zip. Not the start you wanted if you're the Ironmen, but a chance to get out of it here. And that's on the outside part for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike here to the former Ironman, Jack Kraft. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs here in the top of the first. That's a curveball that stays a bit high. That'll run at 2-1. Need to get out of this inning right here. There's a foul. Mighty hack from Kraft. That one's fouled back.
Good pitch by Chucky. Fastball in the outer half. Kraft just a little bit behind there.
Yep. So 2-2, 2 out here. Runner over at first. Islanders have scored 2. Ironman trying to limit the damage here. There's a swing and a miss, strike 3, so that'll do it. In the top of the first for the Islanders, they scored 2 by virtue of a hit. The Ironmen commit 2 errors behind walls, and after a half inning, it is Islanders 2, Ironmen coming to the bat here on O'Donoghue's Ironman Baseball Live. Quentin, do you mean who hosted them like this year, like the ones that have gone by? They were in Regina, Saskatchewan last month. So we go to the bottom of the first inning. Ironman coming up here. Take a look at their lineup again. A couple of changes there with Hebert and Hale both in the lineup here tonight. As I try to pull it up on my phone, I operate my phone like a elderly person, very slow, and I need the text very big. And that's no offense. That's just the stage I'm at in my life here.
Hey, it's all good.
Mike McKay leading off with Chris Keating, Nick Leggett, and Jeff Watkin falling behind. Jake Cook's in the 5. Logan Walsh stays in the 6 hole. Charlie Malson, Tyrell Hebert, and Garrick Hale round out the bottom third of the Ironman order, and they are going to be facing Ethan Smith for the Islanders. Smith has thrown 3 innings in the playoffs. No decisions. 4.67 ERA. He's faced 15 batters, giving up 5 hits, couple runs. And he is going to be No, Quentin. They were last month. They have them in the middle of August, and the Islanders picked up the gold medal. So they will come to Chatham next year as the defending national champions and representing Team New Brunswick. So Mike McKay is going to step in here to lead it off, hitting .370 in the playoffs. That is high for a ball.
And if you're the Ironman, you need a little bit of momentum back after that first inning.
Yep.
You got to put a run up here in the bottom to let the guys in the dugout know, hey, we're still in this thing.
And that is down for ball 2. And that is outside for ball 3. All 3 of those pretty handy. Smith is behind 3-0. And that is a strike. That might have been the worst out of the 4 pitches that he threw. Downs has to get it together back behind the plate there. Again, a couple of interesting strike calls in the first inning, and not a great at bat here with Mike McKay at the dish. And that pitch probably the worst out of the 4 Smith's thrown so far. There's another one in there for strike 2, so that's full count now. That one, no debate.
Yeah, no, well-thrown pitch right
Yes,
there.
sir.
But
So the full count pitch here to McKay. And that is called strike 3. 6 pitches, 6 fastballs. McKay goes down without lifting the bat off his shoulder. And there's 1 out here in the bottom of the first. So that'll bring Keats to the dish here. Hitting 105 in the playoffs, only 2 hits in the Ironman. This is their 9th game tonight. Had to do some quick math in my head there, Dig. And that's on the outside part for strike 1. And if the Ironmen are going to have a chance to get back in this series, they're going to need these next two guys, Chris Keating and Nick Leggett, to heat it up.
Yeah, such a big part of the offense from July on, these two that really drove in so many runs for this team.
There's a ground ball out towards second, and that'll be picked up by McDougall and thrown over to first, and quickly 2 out here in the bottom of the first inning. That'll bring up Leggett, hitting 167. He's got 5 hits, 4 runs scored. Pitched a heck of a ball game last night over on the island, kept his team in the game. Was relatively unblemished until the 5th inning there, and the Islanders finally threw a couple together. A couple of errors for the Ironmen, not helping them out behind. Gutsy performance for big fours. There's a swing and a miss. First off-speed pitch that Smith has thrown. And he's quickly ahead here, 0-1. That is just outside for a ball, and that is a great pitch from Smith right there. Very good pitch there. Just misses outside. And that's going to hit Nick in the head. No intent there because that was just an off-speed pitch that got away from him.
Yeah, just a spinner. Definitely nothing that...
Nothing. No, obviously nothing intended there. That's
No.
Again, we saw Walls do that a couple times in the top of the first, right? Just Smith trying to go at him there with another off-speed pitch, gets away from him. Catches Nick in the helmet, but he's all right. Going to head down to first here with 2 outs. That'll bring up Jeff Watkin. Jeff on a heater here in the playoffs, hitting .421. Has 8 hits, 8 runs scored, 3 extra base hits.
And boy, wouldn't it be a time for one of those big swings from Jeff Watkin?
Yes, sir. And that is a fastball in there for strike 1. Jeff asking if that was a little up. Right at the top of the zone, says home plate umpire. It's 0-1. So Watkin hitting with a runner at first and 2 out here. And that is a broken bat, looper out towards short, and McDougall will come across and make the play. So the Ironmen get a runner on, but they leave with a whimper. And after an inning, it is Islanders 2, Ironmen no score on O'Donoghue's Ironman Baseball Live. Ironman Baseball Live is brought to you by O'Donoghue's Irish Pub. Our beautiful back patio is open and dogs are welcome. We even have a special O'Don's Irish Pup menu for your furry friend. Head on over to our website, o'donoghues.com, to check out our full menu and upcoming event schedule. O'Donoghue's, welcome to your pub. So we go to the top of the second. It'll be McDougall to lead it off. Bottom third of the order here for the Islanders as they lead 2-0. Ironman going to try to clean it up here after a couple run score, a hit, a couple errors. And that's a nice slider there from Walls in there for strike 1. Again, hope you guys are all having a great Monday. Thank you for tuning in wherever you're watching from. People from all across the country, all across North America tuning in. We got people tuning in to support Julio. That's just down for a ball. I got people from out west, people from all over. Islanders and Ironman fan alike. 1 ball, 1 strike here to McDougall. And that is liner into right center, and that is going to get down. Mike McKay is going to come across to cut it off, and that will be a leadoff single. Second hit of the ball game for the Islanders. And they have the leadoff man on here to start the second, and that'll bring up Logan Gallant. Logan Gallant hasn't seen a whole lot of action in the playoffs, only 3 at-bats, but he is 2 for 3.
The long look down to the third base coach there. Maybe a hit-and-run situation or maybe just a straight steal here to try to give McDougall a chance to get into scoring position.
And we'll see here. 1 on, nobody out. Not a big lead over at first, and that's high and away for ball 1. And that is in there for a strike. Wow. 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 Listen, guys, I call it the way I see it. That is not a strike.
That
is not a strike. But it's called a strike, so it's 1-1. That is high for a ball.
Kind of that same quadrant that the pitch to Mike McKay, ball 4, was called a strike.
Yes. Some hard calls both ways here early on.
Consistent, you know?
Yep. Some hard calls both ways early on. 2 balls, 1 strike here to Gallant. Again, McDougall over at first after the leadoff single. And that's inside, and that's going to catch him. So the first 2 men will reach for the Islanders again here in the second. And that'll bring up Brian McIsaac. Again, McIsaac putting together a dandy little playoffs for the Islanders. He's hitting .364, has 8 hits, 4 runs scored, has an extra base hit in there. Had a great series so far through 3 games against the Ironmen. Has a chance to do some damage here and then turn it back over to the top of the Islanders' order here with 2 on and nobody out here in the second inning. Bree's starting to pick up a little bit here. And he squares around. A nice bunt to third. Hale up with it, and he will make the throw over to first. And it's, they called safe at first, saying that Nick was off the base. I tell you, looking from up here again, we're a long ways away. I'm going to call it what it is. Josh Humphrey just blew that call at first base.
Well, the home plate umpire is going to come down here and try to break it up because I think Kevin's kind of asking what happened there.
Man, oh man.
Don't think Humphrey's going to ask for any help, and
why would he? Why would you ask for help when you got it wrong?
So an infield single, I guess.
Yeah, that's awful. So we're into an ump show here in the top of the second inning. Base is loaded with nobody out. That's in there for a strike.
Good pitch by Jamie there.
Yep. Try to calm the noise down a little bit here. You have to go up there and do it yourself. As they're back to the top of the order now, and Dubois batting with the bases loaded. That's in there for strike 2. And in the second inning here, the Ironmen getting the bullpen going as Rylan Matchett is down there and warming up with some quickness here. It's 0-2. Simon Dubois. And that is hit into right field. And the Hebert started in, and it's going to get over his head. That's going to go all the way to the wall. 1 run will score. 2 runs will score. They'll hold up McIsaac at third, and it's 4-0. And again, that Won't go down as an error in the book, but Hebert started in hard. Again, Dubois once again just kind of getting it off the end of the bat. Tyrell started in 3-4 steps, and it sails over his head. And it'll be a 2-run double for Simon Dubois, and the Islanders are off to the races here. Still second and third with nobody out here in the second inning.
Yeah, the Islanders all over Jamie Walls right now. Unfortunately, not a whole lot that's missing the middle of the bat.
That's in there for strike one to Cole McLaren.
Right now, it's about damage control. If you're the Ironman, anything you can leave on the base pass is great, less you have to make up.
That is high for a ball. That is popped up and out of play. That'll run it to 1 and 2. So nobody out here in the top of the second inning. Islanders 4. Ironman no score. And that's a swing and a miss.
He did.
Yes, he absolutely did.
Yes, he did.
Absolutely, he went around there. So a good
It's
call.
not even
and
close.
an appeal down to the first base umpire, and that'll be the first out of the inning. I mean, we could see that from up here. He clearly went around there. Not sure why McLaren's upset. But he gets rung up on the check swing appeal by the first base umpire. That'll bring Pickett's up here. So 1 out here for Pickett's. Infield still in for the Ironman. That is laced down the left field line, and that will go foul off the honor roll out there. That'll be a long strike one. So Jamie trying to battle here. The Islanders have scored 2 again here in the second. Still threatening with runners at second and third and 1 out. And that is fouled out of play, so it's 0-2 to Pickett's.
And Jamie doing a good job here getting ahead of these Islander hitters. The last two, McLaren and now Pickett's, both got to 0-2.
Yes, sir. Trying to battle here. Could win one right here, go a long way. And that is high and outside. Good pitch there, trying to get him to chase after Pickett's aggressively swung at the first two. That is fouled on the third baseline. So 1 ball, 2 strikes here with 1 out in the top of the second. Islanders have scored 2 here. They're threatening for some more. Walls with a long look in here. Here he comes. And that is grounded towards first. Leg it up with it, and they will go to first. And John Walls drops the ball! And that will allow a run to score. And again, a little bit of maybe a miscommunication there, as I think Nick had Mawson covering first base to flip it to, and he flips it to Walls. Walls tries to tag Pickett's and drops the ball. And that will be the Ironman's 4th error of the ball game. And it is 5-0 here in the top of the second.
Yeah, tough. I like you said, I think Nick was just kind of in between there. Charlie did have the cover. He picked it up, checked to make sure that McIsaac wasn't coming to the plate, and then just it kind of got caught up in between.
And that is hit a mile in the air out to right.
I think it hit the shed out behind.
Oh, thank you, Dig. Thank you. I was looking to see. I got some of us are parked out there in that corner. Don't worry, I know where I'd send the bill. So a long Loud strike for McPhail, and it's 0-1. Runners at the corners here, and that is inside for a ball. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Runner going here, and will steal without a throw. Pickett takes the extra 90 feet.
Infield comes in again. You obviously got to cut that run down with 1 out.
Yeah, absolutely. Damage control here. And that is lined right at Leggett. He makes the play. Nice grab there by the big first baseman, and that's the second out of the inning. Matchett has finished warming up down in the bullpen, so it looks like he would be ready to go here if needed. So Myers is going to jump in here. The Islanders have scored 3 here in the second. 2 out now. That is just inside for a ball. And Wall's not happy about that one with some choice words for the home plate umpire. Again, Wall's letting a little bit of frustration out here. It's been a long couple innings for the Ironman pitcher. And that's inside for ball 2. So 2-0 count here to Myers with 2 out. 5-0 is the score. And that's a curveball down, and it'll be 3-0. Can't imagine they're going to give in to Myers here with first base open. Here comes the 3-0. And that is in there for a strike. Little off speed at the bottom of the zone.
Good pitch by Chucky, just making sure that Myers isn't trying to ambush a fastball.
Yep, absolutely. No giving in here. Lots of outs left. And that is a pretty good curveball there that misses outside for ball 4. And that'll load him up. And that's going to do it for Jamie Walls as Kevin Bowes makes an appearance out of the dugout, and he has seen enough. And I'll tell you what, hard to pin this one on Jamie. What a disastrous 2 innings it has been for the Ironmen as a team. Walls will depart. The Islanders have scored 5 runs on 3 hits and 4 defensive errors. And we are only in the top of the second as Walls will leave to a nice applause here from the crowd. And Rylan Matchett's going to come in. So we're going to take a break here on the stream. Rylan Matchett's into the game. It's 5-0 Islanders in the top of the second here on O'Donoghue's Ironman Baseball Live. So Rylan Matchett's into the game here. 2 outs in the top of the second inning. Matchett has thrown 4 innings in the playoffs. to a 3.50 ERA. Gonna bat with the bases loaded here and 2 out. And that is a good change up there called ball 1. So 5-0 here, Islanders. They've scored 5 runs on 3 hits and 4 errors. And that's a foul tip. Evens a count of 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 out here. Kraft at the dish. That is fouled back. Got to run a 1-2 now. Matchett tries to get into the game here and end this inning. Trying to build some positivity here for the Ironmen.
Yeah, big spot here. If you can leave a couple of runners stranded, it's just a little bit of momentum going.
Get at those, using them 18 outs. And that is a fly ball to left field. Walsh is under it. And he makes the play. So that will end the inning. The Islanders score 3 more runs here in the top of the second and chase Ironman starter Jamie Walls. So after an inning and a half, it is the Islanders 5, the Ironmen no score. So we go to the bottom of the second inning. Not the start you wanted if you're the Ironmen, as they trail 5-0 here. The Islanders scored 2 in the first and 3 in the second. But lots of game left here. Jake Cook's going to get first crack at turning their fortune around here. Cook's had a good postseason, hitting .348. He's got 8 hits and 4 runs scored across the playoffs so far. That is in there for strike 1. Again, Ethan Smith, a relatively clean first. He had a curveball get away from him and hit Nick Leggett in the helmet, the only base runner in the first inning. Has been all around the strike zone so far. And that is inside for a ball. Again, a pretty good-looking pitch right there. A call to ball. Having a hard time seeing the signs here, so going to get a little visit from the catcher McLaren. You can see Smith kind of bobbing his head back and forth, trying to get the right angle to be able to see.
It does look like McLaren has maybe some white paint or some white tape on his knuckle, so trying to mitigate that, but
yep. And maybe just trying to see in this situation, where do you want me to move it? You want to move the hand up, down? Do you want to go to a sequence of taps or something? That's a great pitch there for strike 2. He goes backdoor with the slider. And it's 1-2 here to Cook. One ball, 2 strikes. Leadoff man here in the bottom of the second. And that is fouled away as Cook stays alive. So we're going to get another crack at the 1-2 here. And there is a bounder towards third, and that will be just foul. So Cook stays alive. We'll get another one here.
Good job by Cook. Hard down the line there. Never sure if that ball may skip back into fair territory.
So we'll get another 1-2. And leadoff man here, bottom of the second. Ironman trying to get something going here. And again, we're going to get another visit here. Come on, get it together here, boys.
He can't have that many pitches, right?
No.
He
I mean, maybe he does.
Listen, he can't have the 17 pitches.
He could have the Darvish repertoire out there. I just think, again, maybe a little bit of confusion, disagreement here on what they want to do. So we're back in here. McLaren back behind the dish. We're going to get another 1-2. And that is down for a ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So 2-2 here. And that is on the inside corner for strike 3. That'll be the first out of the inning. I'll bring up Logan Walsh.
Now batting on the field, number 14, Logan Walsh.
There's a good slider on the outside part for a strike. Walsh has had a very solid playoff so far, hitting .391. He has 9 hits, including 4 extra base hits and 6 runs scored. And that's another off-speed pitch in the same spot. It's quickly 2 strikes. Here comes the 0-2, and there's a fastball, swing and a miss. Strike 3, third strikeout early in the ballgame here for Ethan Smith. And Charlie Mawson will bat here now with 2 out. A first pitch at the bottom of the zone for a strike. Charlie in the playoffs in an even 204 for 20. Run scored. Trying to get something going here. A little 2-out rally here in the bottom of the second. That is just outside for a ball. There's a grounder towards the hole. McDougal goes a long way to get it, and he makes the play. And that'll do it. So Smith goes 1-2-3 here in the second. 2 innings in the books, and it is the Islanders 5, the Ironmen no score on this edition of O'Donoghue's Ironman Baseball Live. Ironman Baseball Live is brought to you by O'Donoghue's Irish Pub. Did you know we have happy hours 7 days a week from 3 to 6 p.m.? Come on by for a drink and a snack. We also have wing night every Thursday from 5 to 10 p.m. Head on over to our website, o'donoghues.com, to check out our full menu and upcoming event schedule. O'Donoghue's, welcome to your pub. So we go to the top of the third here. It's going to be McDougal to lead it off. Islanders lead 5-0. Ryland match it back out here and floats a curveball in there for strike one. Oh, 1 pitch. That is fouled away, and it's quickly 0-2. Matcha came on with 2 out, and the base is loaded. In the second, recorded the final out of the inning in relief of Ironman starter Jamie Walls. Here comes the 0-2, and that is hit towards third, and that is foul. So that'll close the book on Walls. He allows 5 runs on 3 hits. The Ironmen commit 4 errors behind him in an inning and 2/3. Not even going to try to figure out how many of those 5 are earned. I'd say maybe 1. I'll leave that to maybe Dig can math that up.
Yeah, we'll look at
it. Doesn't matter.
Looking around here. No.
But not the start you want if you're the Ironman. But again, lots of outs here.
And
go a long way for Ryland to put up a 0.
Lots of games here this year, Snag. They've come from behind and were able to kind of get it done later in the game. So the mission now is keep this at a 5-run deficit.
Absolutely. He checks his swing on that one. They're going to check down to third. No, he did not. So 1 ball, 2 strikes here to the leadoff man, Logan McDougal, here in the top of the third for the Islanders. Match it as the one he wants. That is in the dirt. Tries to get him to chase. Jeff with a nice block there. So the count is 2-2 now. Matcha comes set, rocks and fires. And that is a grounder towards short. 2-hopper for Keating. And a strong throw across the diamond. He will make the play. For the first time tonight, the leadoff man is retired for the Islanders. That'll bring Logan Gallant to the dish here with 1 out. Again, Dig, you're right. I mean, we've seen the Islanders or the Ironmen in these kind of holes. We've seen them in these kind of holes all season long. It is exponentially more difficult to come back against the Islanders. They just do not have a whole lot of weakness. But, again, you just got to go out after out, 1 batter at a time. And there's a number towards third, and that'll take a big hop for Hale. He's going to have a strong throw across, and we'll get Gallant. And just like that, there's 2 out. Again, that has to be what you do. You have to get your outs in the field. Oh, boys.
And this is the second time that the Islanders are going to be seeing Ryland in this series. He threw after Jamie did, and he threw well against the Islanders. So, hopefully he's able to kind of continue that.
Yeah, just keep. You got to put up a 0. You got to start with a 0, right?
Yeah, just got to keep chugging along.
Start with a 0. So here's the number 9 hitter, McIsaac. That is right down the middle for ball 1. I couldn't begin to tell you where that was. And that one's in there for a strike. Little off speed for Match it there. So 1 ball, 1 strike here. 2 outs in the top of the third. That is on the outside corner for a strike. So 1 ball, 2 strikes here. We have no idea where the strike zone is, folks, which is hence the giggles have ensued. 1 and 2 here to McIsaac. And that is a grounder towards first. Leg it up with it on 2 hops. And that'll be exactly what the doctor ordered for the Ironman. A 1-2-3 inning here in the top of the third on 3 ground ball outs. So after 2.5, it is the Islanders 5. The Ironman will score. So we go to the bottom of the third inning here. It's going to be big Tyrell Hebert in there to lead it off. Hebert not listed on the stat sheet here. I know he had an AB. He's probably an AB at some point, but anyway. His playoff starts right now, according to the program. And that's a foul tip into the glove for strike one.
A Muddy Hawk, he's going to make sure that he gets his swings off here against Ethan Smith.
Tyrell not one to get cheated at the dish. That's in the dirt for a ball. Hebert, Hale, top of the order here for the Ironmen in the third.
And after you're able to throw up that zero, it's such an important inning here. Even if you can have a little bit of life, a couple hits, string something together.
Can't wait to go out and find my car windshield smashed after this game from the guys hitting the right field. Although I'm glad you confirmed that one hit the shed. Sure sounded like it did.
You're safe.
Leave my Kia alone, please, and thank you. And there's a swing and a miss. He's going to say that he did. Yes, sir. Strike three. Tyrell tried to check it up, was unable to. Easy call there for the first baseman, first base umpire. The umpiring crew could use a few easy calls here. So the number 9 hitter, Garrick Hale, going to jump in here. That's on the outside part of the plate for strike one. Hale, 3 for 6 in the playoffs, has an extra base hit in there. That's in there for strike two.
Ethan Smith doing a really good job of taking this 5-0 lead and just attacking the Ironmen.
Yeah. That's outside for a ball. That one not debatable. That was outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out here, bottom of the third. That's a ball. And we said it time and time again, Dig. I mean, you can't score 5 runs with one hit, right?
No, and
not possible. So why
Smith
go right at these guys?
No, exactly. Smith is doing the exact thing that his coach is telling him to do. Hey, listen, man, you can give up 4 solo shots and we still got a 5-4 lead.
Yeah, absolutely. That's outside for ball 3.
It's limiting the free passes, which Garrick Hale's done a great job to get back into this at bat right here.
And again, you can't let the Ironmen start having the Ironmen at bats we've seen all year.
Mm-hmm.
Got to keep them swinging. Keep them uncomfortable. Here comes the 3-2. And that is down, and that's called strike 3 at the bottom of the zone. I think Hale knew it. So that is the 5th strikeout of the ball game for Smith so far. That'll turn it back over to the top of the order, Mike McKay. Mike struck out looking his first time. One of Smith's, again, 5 victims so far. 1 time through the order. That's a curveball in there for a strike. Here comes the 0-1. That's fouled away. Look out.
Heads up.
Keeping the first base side fans on their toes there as that one ricochets back off the mesh. And it's 0-2 here to McKay. That is high for a ball. The 1-2. That is bounded towards third. That'll stay fair. A big hop and a strong throw, and they'll tag McKay out at first. So a nice play from Gallant there, and that'll be 1-2-3 here in the third. So 3 innings in the books. The score remains the Islanders 5. The Ironmen no score here in Game 4 of the New Brunswick Senior Baseball League Finals on Ironman Baseball Live, brought to you by O'Donoghue's Irish Pub. Ironman Baseball Live is brought to you by O'Donoghue's Irish Pub. Come by and try one of our new menu favorites, the tot of the morning to you. mayo, lettuce, tomato, egg, bacon, cheese, and 2 tater tot rings, all on a brioche bun served with home fries. How can you pass that up? We have brunch every Saturday and Sunday from 9 a.m. until noon. O'Donoghue's, welcome to your pub. So we go to the top of the 4th inning here. It's Islanders 5, Ironman no score. Rylan Magic still on the hill for the Ironman. Fresh off a 1-2-3 third inning. Turns it back over to the top of the order. With Dubois. That's lined into left center field. That's going to get down. A long run for Walsh, and he slides to keep it in front of him. Keep Dubois to a single. So a nice play out in left field by Logan Walsh to hold Dubois to 1. But it will be a leadoff single for Dubois. And the Islanders are in business here in the 4th.
Great effort shown by Logan Walsh. You know, down 5-0. That's a ball you easily just kind of trot after and give Dubois the second base. But really hustled, got in front of that one, slid and got it in.
Yep, keeps the double play in order here with McLaren at the dish.
Although I would say Dubois is going here.
Oh, yeah, he's way out there. That's in there for strike 1. Dubois with a massive lead over at first. And Islanders looking to keep their foot on the gas here in the 4th with a 5-0 lead. Dubois, a little shorter lead this time, but he is going and very slow from Ratchet to the plate. That'll be an easy steal of second for Dubois.
That one more so stolen on Ryland than Jeff.
100%, absolutely. I mean, Jeff made a good.
He made a good
effort.
effort. Yeah.
There. But no chance to get Dubois there. Now we'll see if Dubois tries to pick up another 90 feet here. 1-1 here to McLaren. That's a curveball in there for strike 2. One ball, 2 strikes. Nobody out here in the top of the 4th. Simon Dubois at second after a single and a stolen base. That is popped up, and that's going to be back out of play. The 1-2 again, and that is lined into right. That is going to be trouble, and it's going to land foul. Just foul. Probably 2 feet foul down that right field line. McDougal narrowly missing a RBI double there. That one's just outside the line, foul. So to keep the count at 1-2 here, nobody out, top of the 4th inning. Islanders lead 5-0. Again, Simon Dubois out at second after a single and a stolen base. That's in the dirt. This match, it tries to get him to chase there. Change up, down. So 2 balls, 2 strikes now. That is hit hard and high to left. Walsh back over his shoulder, and he will make the play for the first out of the inning as McLaren flies out to left. F7 in the scorebook if you're scoring at home. Out number 1 here in the top of the 4th. So that'll bring Pickett's up. What's Pickett's done in the game so far, Dick?
Pickett's walked in the first and reached on that ball that the first base umpire said Nick came off the bag on.
Okay, so 0 for 1 with a walk and a reached on an error, I believe that was scored. And there's a nubber out in front of the plate. Watkins going to give chase. It'll fall harmlessly into foul. And want to take a quick second to thank everybody who's watching out there across Facebook and YouTube and Twitch. Thank you guys so much for tuning into the stream tonight. Want to thank everybody who's supported O'Donoghue's Ironman Baseball Live all season in our 4th year of streaming here on the Ironman socials. Appreciate each and every one of you who take the time to check into the stream throughout the summer. The 0-1, that's away for a ball. We wouldn't do what we do and put forth the production that we do if you guys didn't enjoy it. We appreciate all the kind words that are shared in the chats and across the socials. And when I run into people at the grocery store, 1-1. There's a swing and a miss strike too. Always love running into people and telling me they enjoy the stream. I know, Dig, you do too.
Yeah, no, it's awesome.
You're sharing my limelight now, which is, and I don't mind. I like to share, so it's all good.
No, always nice to hear good things when people walk up to you and say they enjoy watching.
There's strike 3 as Matchett goes.
Nice change up.
A little change up there for the second out of the inning. Well, that's the thing. I mean, we you know what, folks? We put the effort into the stream that we do because you guys watch and enjoy. I mean, if there was nobody watching, there would be no reason for us to keep trying to be better and keep trying to do better and upgrading the equipment and putting together the production that we do. But when there's 300-400 people watching across the various channels, it's an easy decision. Bring you guys the sights and sounds of the New Brunswick Senior Baseball League here at Ironman Field for another summer.
Also great for those fans that can't
make it to the ballpark.
Can't make it to the ballpark. You know what I mean?
People
Ontario,
watching,
BC.
Yeah, the people watching from Mexico and Calgary and Newfoundland and Ontario. And that is a high fly ball to left. And I tell you what, the wind has kicked up. That one carries a long way towards the line. And Walsh will make the play. So Dubois with a single and a stolen base turns into nothing. Halfway home here at Ironman Field, it is the Islanders 5, your Chatham Ironman. No score. So we go to the bottom of the 4th. It's going to be Keats, Nick, and Watkin here as they try to get something going. Ethan Smith steps back in. Rylan Matchett has done a great job out of the bullpen for the Ironmen. 2 1/3 solid innings so far, keeping them in the game. It's 5-0. Ironmen got to get something going here in the 4th. That's down for a ball. Ethan Smith has looked very good, and again, Dig, he's
one blemish so far. The hit by pitch to Nick.
The only blemish
is it.
Is so far is one got away from him and hit Nick Leggett in the helmet.
And I believe he was up 1-2 or 0-2.
He was. It was. I think it was 0-2. That's in there for a strike. Evens to count at 1-1. Here comes the 1-1 to Keats. There's a swing and a miss, strike 2. Little sinker there, it looked like, from Smith, as that one kind of fell off the table towards the end. Had Keats out in front, maybe a hard changeup. Haven't seen a lot of Smith this year, but he's looking good here tonight as he tries to close it out for the Islanders. And there's a bounder towards first. That'll go foul. That'll keep it at 1-2. Again, bottom of the fourth here. No, he's thrown 3 innings in the playoffs so far. I don't have his regular season stats right in front of me, but I know he does. He is a regular for the Islanders, and that's into left, and that'll be the Ironmen's first base hit. So Keating is on. That'll bring Nick Leggett up here. We got our AI stats machine over here, also known as me working the mouse. Islanders statistics. There's a check swing, and that's a called strike, I believe. Smith in the regular season, 7 appearances, had 18 innings. Was 2-1 with a 4.67 ERA. That's fouled off, and it's 0-2.
I think at one point, Chris, he may have been battling a few ailments this year and didn't really get the full workload. But as you can see tonight, he's
just like to call out that I was faster than Dan there to pull up his regular season stats. Just calling it out there. We're men of many talent here in the booth. We have all the tools and tricks of the trade at our disposal. 1-2 here to Nick. Nobody out here in the bottom of the fourth. Keats over at first after the Ironman's first base hit of the ball game. Maybe looking to get going here. Not. And that hits Nick again. So Leggett will flip the ball back out to Smith there. Again, obviously no intent there. Just Nick, a big imposing frame, stands close to the plate, and one gets up and away. So just what the doctor ordered here, if you're the Ironman, you got something going for the first time in the ball game. The first 2 men of the inning on here with nobody out. And Watkin, Cook, and Walsh to come here. That's right. I appreciate it.
These have been the guys all year, Chris, that have kind of rolled the Ironman offense. So if there was ever a time.
Yes, sir. That is hit high in the air. That should be an infield fly if it's fair, which it's not going to be. And McPhail will make the play in foul territory, just off the edge of the camera screen there. Yeah, take my word for it that there's one out here in the fourth. As Watkin goes after the first pitch and pops up in foul territory. Again, I don't hate the idea of being aggressive. Smith's been all around the strike zone here. Second time through the order for the Ironman. Going to have to see some more aggressive swings.
Yeah, absolutely. It's racking up 5Ks your first time through the lineup means you're kind of mowing them down.
1-2-0-2 to pretty much everybody. That's high for a ball. I don't think he's been 2-0 to anybody so far. He's been all around the zone. And again, right, why not with a 5-0 lead? So Cook up here. That's on the outside part for a strike. Here comes the 1-1. And Cook stalls that, and that catches one of the Islanders players who was out at the edge of the dugout.
That's why you don't stand there, you know?
Yeah, that's why you should be in the dugout and not standing at the corner, but tell you what, if Miles Brito was here,
he wouldn't have got hit.
He wouldn't have been standing there.
No chance.
No shot. So 1-2 here to Cook. One out, bottom of the fourth. Ironmen have a couple on. That's high and away. Cook with his traditional choke up here with 2 strikes. Way up on the bat, as he always does.
Big hole between the third baseman and the second. And we've seen Cook shoot a ball that way a million times, right?
Perfect spot here to take one of them outside fastballs and drive it through the left side. That's what that one bounces back to the pitcher, and they'll just go to one here. Again, counting the outs here. That'll be the second out of the inning. So Cook's retired on the 1-3 putout. That'll move runners up to second and third with 2 out for Logan Walsh.
Now that into the field, number 14, Logan Walsh.
So the Ironmen with a couple in scoring position here. We'll need a 2-out hit. Get on the board here in the bottom of the fourth. That's on the outside part for a strike. Little curveball there from Smith. As the series has gone on, we have seen the Islanders pitchers, especially their righties, more breaking stuff to Walsh. See if he can make the adjustment here. Get himself into a fastball count. There's another slider and swing and a miss, strike 2. So 0-2 here, 2 out. The Islanders fans come alive here. There's a swing and a miss, strike 3. So the Ironmen get the first 2 on here in the bottom of the fourth, but they get nothing. So after 4 complete innings, it remains Islanders 5, Ironmen no score here on O'Donoghue's Ironman Baseball Live. Ironman Baseball Live is brought to you by O'Donoghue's Irish Pub. If you are looking for a space to host an event, our upstairs area has seating for 40 for your grad party, baby shower, business meeting, or private party. What better way to host than in a Miramichi historic landmark with awesome food and drink? Head on over to our website, o'donoghues.com, to check out our full menu and upcoming event schedule. O'Donoghue's, welcome to your pub. So we go to the top of the fifth. Rylan Matchett back out here. He's done a great job for the Ironmen. 2 1/3. He's only allowed a hit. No runs. Has kept his team in the game. He'll be facing Josh Myers here, the designated hitter. Myers, Kraft, and McDougal here in the Islanders' top half of the fifth. First pitch there is a changeup in there for strike 1.
Myers flown out to center field in his first at bat and walked.
Okay.
In the Islanders' second.
That's a nice curveball there, and Myers doesn't like that call. Few words there for the home plate umpire, Andrew Downs. But it's 0-2. That goes high for a fastball. Runs it to 1-2. That's fouled away. Keeps the count 1-2. The 1 ball, 2 strikes here to Myers, leading off the top of the fifth for the Islanders. The Islanders lead 5-0. Myers going to step out here. Collect himself here before the 1-2 offering. That's called strike 3. Myers doesn't like that one either. Will walk away, shaking his head with a few words for the home plate umpire. That'll be the first out of the top of the fifth. That'll bring Kraft up here with 1 out in the top of the fifth. That's mighty hack from Kraft there. Fouled straight back for strike 1. So 0-1 here. That's in the dirt. Spikes one, that whole little curveball there.
Craft over 2, struck out, flew out.
1-1 here. That's a nice change up in there for strike 2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes here, 1 out, top of the 5th inning. Kraft digs in and set for the 1-2. Match does the one he wants. Rocks and fires. That is on the inside part of the plate, strike 3, as he front doors the change up there. And back-to-back backwards Ks here for Matchett to start the 5th.
And he has done an unbelievable job of keeping the Islanders in check here since coming into the game. He has 3 strikeouts, all looking.
Yep. 3 complete innings for Matchett now. Has 3 strikeouts. He's allowed 1 hit. There's a curveball in there for strike 1. Again, locked in here right now, keeping his team in this ball game. As McDougal steps in here. 0-1. And that's called strike 2. And that's going to draw a bit of a conversation, if you want to call it that, between the Islanders dugout and the home plate umpire. And the strike zone definitely has been a point of contention the whole game so far. The 0-2. And that's ball outside. McDougal checked his swing there. There'll be no appeal. Matchett tries to get him to chase a little slider outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes here. 2 out in the top of the 5th. That is outside for a ball. Two out here, top of the 5th. That's going to be looped into right. That's going to be a long run for Molson, and he's going to make. No, he's not going to make the play. Thought he had that one, but that one's going to fall in. Didn't see if he, and they're going to give him a hit. I didn't see if he got a glove on it or not. If you had a better view of that one, Dig, than I did.
It was kind of just right behind the pole that's in front of you.
Yeah, I know. We got this. So there's screen right in front of us, as you guys can tell, because the camera is attached to the screen. But the netting that comes down is kind of bunched up right in front, and Charlie was right behind that. So it's a base hit, 2-out single for Logan McDougal off the end of the bat to right field, and the Islanders have a run around with 2 out for Logan Gallant. That's a curveball at the bottom of the zone for strike 1.
The ball seemed like it may have changed direction, Chris, so I'm guessing maybe Charlie got a glove on it, but just kind of...
That was a long run for Charlie.
Yeah,
trying to make a great play to end the inning. 0-1. That is nubbed out towards second. Paulson up with it. Lots of time to throw to first, and he will. So Matchett works around a single. Puts up another 0. Great appearance out of the bullpen for Rylan Matchett. So 4.5 in the books here at Ironman Field. It is the PEI Islanders 5, your Chatham Ironman no score, here in Game 4 of the New Brunswick Senior Baseball League Final. Ironman Baseball Live, brought to you by O'Donoghue's Irish Pub. So we go to the bottom of the fifth. It's going to be Mawson, Bear, and Hale. 7, 8, 9 here for the Ironmen. Islanders 5-0 lead. The Islanders have 5 runs on 5 hits. The Ironmen no runs on 1 hit. Their only hit came last inning, a single by Chris Keating. The Ironmen have committed 4 errors, which has been the difference in this ball game. No errors for the Islanders. Swing and a miss from Charlie there for strike 1. Smith back to work here, and that's just down for a ball. Wind picking up a little bit here now, blowing straight in off of center field. That's fouled back.
And the temperature, too, has definitely dropped in the last hour for sure.
Yeah, we've seen the wind pick up. Starting to get a little chillier here at the Diamond. 1-2 here to Mawson. That's outside for a ball. Oh, and Jack Kraft has been ejected from the ball game.
And he was just cheering his pitcher on. He said, "That boy eats good pitch."
Jack Kraft has been ejected all the way out from center
and
field.
I can attest, Jack Kraft's not a guy that's going to say anything that's offside. We
can clearly hear
that's a weak
said.
ejection.
Again, I will say after the last inning, and we're going to get a conversation here again. After last inning, Kraft obviously a little animated with the support of his pitcher on a pitch that was outside. And Jack Kraft has gotten ejected from this game, and I will say probably undeserved.
I would even go to bet that's probably his first ejection in the New Brunswick Senior League. I can't imagine
again
that scenario.
And they're gonna move
the number 9 out. I don't
Dubois over to right, and we'll get this. I get the lineups here. I'll tell you who's going out to left there in one second. Dig my guy.
And even with
Johnny Arsenault is going to jump out to left field here.
With putting Pickett's in center, Kraft a great defender, Pickett's a great defender too. You're not losing anything on the defensive side of the ball doing that. So,
I mean, we'll call it what it is. That's just a bit of a thin-skinned call there by the home plate umpire.
It's just a quick trigger. He didn't appreciate the noise
the last half inning.
Yep.
Told him, he kind of said, "Listen, I'm not having it." Again, in that situation, in this ball game with the score the way it is.
And Jack being one that did strike, you know what I mean? Struck out last inning. That's just kind of looking for one there.
Yeah. Okay. So Johnny Arsenault is going to come into the game in left field. Again, Pickett's moves from right to center. Dubois moves from left to right. After Kraft has been ejected here. It's 2-2 here to Mawson. There's a swing and a miss. Strike 3. So Mawson goes down for the first out of the 5th here. And all that has done has fired up the third baseline here. The dugout and fans alike. Chrissy Bear. That's outside for ball 1. And that's on the outside part of the plate for a strike. Evens the count at 1-1. Bounder in front of the plate. Smith's going to field it and make a strong throw to first. And Hebert will be retired for the second out of the inning. 1-3. Hebert does get down the line well for a big guy. So Smith able to grab it and make a great throw there.
And the third baseman, number 21, Gary
So here's Hale, number 9 hitter for the Ironmen. And that's on the outside part of the plate for a strike. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. There's a swing and a miss, strike 2. Smith easily ahead here, 0-2 with a couple of good sliders. And there's a called strike 3. 1 of 5 innings for Ethan Smith. And we go to the bottom of the top of the 6th inning. The score remains the Islanders 5, the Ironmen no score. Ironman Baseball Live is brought to you by O'Donoghue's Irish Pub. Our beautiful back patio is open and dogs are welcome. We even have a special O'Don's Irish Pup menu for your furry friend. Head on over to our website, o'donoghues.com, to check out our full menu and upcoming event schedule. O'Donoghue's, welcome to your pub. So we go to the top of the 6th. It's going to be Ryan McIsaac, and then top of the order here for the Islanders. Boop. That's a curveball in there for strike 1. I'll tell you what, the one bright spot for the Ironmen has been Rylan Match at 3 1/3. Has allowed a couple hits, no runs. And that is a ground ball down to first, and that's going to be foul. Again, he has kept his team in the ballgame. He came in the 2nd inning with the bases loaded and 2 out. Got out of that, has put up nothing but zeros, has kept his team in this game. It's just the Ironmen have been unable to solve Ethan Smith, who has spun 5 innings of shutout ball, has allowed only 1 hit, and has hit Nick Leggett twice. 0-1 for the 0-2. Either way, look at that one curve towards the gap, and that's going to get down past McKay and Walsh, and that'll be a double. I tell you what, that ball got up there and dig. I mean, we could see that one.
Yeah, the wind took that one.
Started dead center and ended up over towards where it says home of the Ironman on the wall there out in left center. I mean, that one had the wind. Now, again, we said last inning the wind's starting to pick up, and it absolutely played a factor on that one falling in. So that'll be a double for Ryan McIsaac. That one's in the dirt for a ball.
And if you're Logan Walsh out there, that ball that McIsaac hits, you're not taking off because you think Mike McKay's got that one put away pretty easy, but that must have gone 60 to 70 feet back towards him.
Yeah, both guys got pretty close to it. That's high for a ball. 2-0. Dubois has been on base a few times here tonight.
Yeah, all 3 reached on the air in the first, doubled, and singled so far.
He's in a 2-0 count here with nobody out in the top of the 6th. And that is hit towards first. Leg it up with it, and he will make the play. 3 unassisted. McIsaac will move up to 3rd as the Ironmen retire the first out of the inning. Question from the YouTube chat. All I know is that there was a pitch outside. Kraft yelled out from center field in what sounded like supporting his pitcher. Home plate umpire didn't like it. Gave him the toss. It's really can't explain it much more than that. Arguing balls and strikes, I guess, is what it would be called. And that's in the dirt. Ball 1 to McLaren. Ironmen bring the infield in here, trying to cut off any runs for the Islanders. But yeah, can't really, not really much else to say.
No, that
arguing
sums it
balls
up.
and strikes is.
No, you summed it up pretty well right
Yep.
there.
We are nothing but fair here on the broadcast. In both of our opinions, Kraft did not deserve to get ejected there.
No, not at all.
But we're in the booth. We're not on the field umpiring the game. So that is popped up out of play, foul. Again, Dig and I, both with a fair amount of umpiring experience. Again, I think that's a situation where you kind of set the tone the inning before. I mean, we got to move on from it now. Nothing, you can't go back and change it. So.
No, unfortunate that he's not able to finish the rest of this game, but
that is bounced towards first, leg it up with it, and he will trot on over to first himself. So back-to-back 3 unassisted plays here for the Ironmen, and there's 2 out, and that'll bring Pickett's to the dish. McIsaac unable to advance there. Again, the Ironmen had playing in there. Great play by Nick.
And Pickett's a strikeout victim his last time up against Ryland, actually.
Yep. So 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. That's inside for a ball as he gets Pickett to move his feet. Matchett up until this point has thrown 4 complete innings, has allowed no runs on 3 hits. Trying to keep the zeros intact here. That is a liner towards second. Mawson fields it on a hop, and he will do just that. What an effort out of the bullpen here for Ryland Matchett. 4 1/3 shutout innings out of the bullpen. But now the Ironmen have to turn it around with 6 outs to go here. They got to get the sticks going in the bottom of the 6th against Ethan Smith. It's 5-0 Islanders here on O'Donoghue's Ironman Baseball Live. So here we go to the bottom of the 6th. The Ironmen have the top of the order up here. Got to get something going. Now is the time. You got your top of the order in here. Again, want to thank everybody for joining and watching the stream here tonight, wherever you might be. That is hit high and hard to right. Dubois, who moved from left to right, plays the wind perfectly, and that falls into his glove for out number 1. One pitch, 1 out here as McKay is retired. And that'll bring up Chris Keating, the only Ironman with a base hit in this game. Had a single through the short third hole his last time. I tell you what, we can't understate it, Dig. What a start from Ethan Smith here tonight.
Yeah, he has really been unbelievably effective against the Ironmen. It has kept them off balance, been ahead in every count tonight, it seems like. Hasn't really fallen behind anybody. And
there's strike 1 to Keats there.
Everything you ask it of a pitcher trying to close a series here.
Yeah, absolutely. That's on the outside part for strike 2. So 0-2 here. That's outside for a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes here. 1 out in the bottom of the 6th. That's in the dirt. I'm going to run it 2-2. Two, 1 out here. The pitch to Keats. That is high for a ball. Keats, after being down 0-2, has worked it back to a full count here.
Yeah, good at bat right here.
Yep. Needed to end with a positive result. 3-2. The full count pitch coming here from Smith to Keating. And that is hit towards second. McDougall up with it, and he will make the play for out number 2. So the train rolls on here for Ethan Smith and the Islanders. That'll bring Leggett up. Leggett has been plunked twice. 0 for 0 with 2 hit by pitch. 1 in the arm, 1 in the head. Not in that order. Not that it matters, but 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. That's outside for ball 1.
And he pulled that one quite a ways there. I don't think he's trying to hit Nick Leggett in this third at bat.
Can't see it. Might just stay away from
Everything's
here.
going to be on the outer half.
There's a mighty hack from Nick there at the fastball. Swings through it. Even the count at 1-1. One ball, 1 strike. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. And that is a good take from Nick there on a nasty slider from Smith. 2-1. And that is at the bottom of the zone for strike 2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes now here. 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. Smith looking to put up another 0 here. And swing and a miss. Oh, that's foul. Wow. McLaren had it in the glove. And then just unable to hang on to the foul tip. So Leggett will get another chance here out of 2-2. Thought McLaren had corralled that one for the foul tip strikeout. Another 2-2. And that is slashed into right with Dubois right there. And he will make the play. Another 1-2-3 inning for Ethan Smith. And he has spun 6 shutout innings, only allowing 1 hit. We go to the 7th inning here. Game 4 of the New Brunswick Senior Baseball League Final. It is the Islanders 5, the Ironmen no score. Ironman Baseball Live is brought to you by O'Donoghue's Irish Pub. Did you know we have happy hours 7 days a week from 3 to 6 p.m.? Come on by for a drink and a snack. We also have wing night every Thursday from 5 to 10 p.m. Head on over to our website, o'donoghues.com, to check out our full menu and upcoming event schedule. O'Donoghue's, welcome to your pub. So Rylan Matchett is back out here. trying to keep this a 5-0 game. It'll be McPhail, Myers, and then it'll be Johnny Arsenault first at bat as he come into the game to replace Jack Kraft, who was ejected in the bottom of the 5th. Matchett has done his job. That's a changeup in there for a strike. Matchett has thrown 4 1/3, has allowed 3 hits and no runs. And that's on the outside part of the plate for a strike. It's going to be the 4, 5, 6 hitters for the Ironmen looking ahead to the bottom of the 7th. It will be their last kick at the can. There's a swing and a miss. Strike 3. Again, what a performance we have seen in relief here for Rylan Matchett.
And the changeup has been really good, and it's been super effective both sides of the plate. He's got guys swinging over top of it. Really, really well.
Yeah, so that'll bring Myers up here. 1 out. Bottom of the 7th. Top of the 7th. Myers squares around to bunt.
That checks out.
I'm sure that'll go over well. So 1-0 here. There's a changeup in there for a strike. Evens again at 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out here in the top of the 7th. That's a slider at the bottom of the zone for strike 2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes here, 1 out. The top of the 7th. There's a swing and a miss. Foul tipped into the glove for strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts for Matchett. I believe that's 5 now, Dig, or 6?
That is 5 strikeouts for Rylan.
Yeah. So again, 5 innings of relief for Rylan Matchett. He has allowed no runs on 3 hits and has 5 strikeouts. This will be Johnny Arsenault's first at-bat of the series. Don't know if he has any at-bats in the playoffs, as my program does not go down that far. There's a swing and a miss, strike 1. Again, Arsenault came in as a defensive replacement after Islanders center fielder Jack Kraft was ejected unceremoniously in the bottom of the 5th inning. That's high and tight for a ball. 1-1. Yes, Nora Jamie did start. Yes, that is correct. So 1-1 here with 2 out in the top of the 7th. There's a swing and a miss, strike 2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes here. That is popped up back this way. Oh, it's behind us. Oh, there it comes. Thank you to everybody tuning in. Again, we've seen people here. We've seen people from Ontario, Alberta, Newfoundland tuning into the stream. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. Well over 400 viewers across all the platforms tonight combined. The 1-2. That is high for a ball as Matchett tries to get him to chase fastball upstairs. 2-2. The 2-2. That is foul back. Look out. That one goes through the screen, off the roof, off a car, off a bleacher, off Al's head, and probably into his pocket. Another 2-2 here.
Yes, he did.
And they were going to check that, and they're going to say that he didn't go. And the Ironmen were halfway off the dugout, or towards the dugout. That one was harder to tell. The couple check swings we've had were obvious ones. That
one's
one
a 50-50.
hard to tell from up here. That was very close.
That's a 50-50 ball.
So full count pitch. That is popped out of play foul. A great at bat here for Arsenault in his first appearance. And this is going to be his 9th pitch of the at bat coming up here. So another 3-2 pitch here to Johnny Arsenault. 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. That is hit hard in the left field line. Foul. That one skips off the top of the fence. A little side fence. Excited. To the little secondary fenced area. 10th pitch of the at-bat coming here to Johnny Arsenault. 3-2, 2 out, top of the 7th. There's a swing and a miss. The Ironman bright spot in this one. Rylan Matchett gets the job done. 5 1/3 innings of shutout relief. Allows 3 hits, strikes out 6. But it's going to be the last kick at the can here for the Ironman in the bottom of the 7th. They trail 5-0. They have 1 inning to try to solve. Ethan Smith will be back right after this. Ironman Baseball Live is brought to you by O'Donoghue's Irish Pub. If you are looking for a space to host an event, our upstairs area has seating for 40 for your grad party, baby shower, business meeting, or private party. What better way to host than in a Miramichi historic landmark with awesome food and drink? Head on over to our website, O'Donoghues.com, to check out our full menu and upcoming event schedule. O'Donoghues, welcome to your pub. So we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. It's going to be Watkin, Cook, and Walsh as the Islanders are 3 outs away from their 3rd consecutive New Brunswick Senior Baseball League championship. The Ironmen have been full of late inning heroics all season long. They've been on the opposite side of it twice now in this series. Boy, do they need the comeback of all comebacks here to keep this series alive. That's a curveball from Smith in there for strike 1.
And down 6 here, you're definitely going to make sure you're taking a strike from Ethan Smith.
Absolutely. Again, you can't get 5 runs back in one swing. Got to string a few things together here, but that one's way outside. Again, Ethan Smith has been the puzzle that the Ironmen have been unable to solve. 6 shutout innings. He's allowed 1 hit and has hit 2 batters. They have not been able to figure him out beyond a Chris Keating single and Nick Leggett wearing 2. That is at the bottom of the zone for strike 2. Another great slider there from Smith. 1 ball, 2 strikes here to Watkin. The 1-2. Smith has the one he wants. Looking away here. That is a fastball. That was outside. Tries to get Jeff Chase in there. The little one down and away. That's a setup pitch to see if he goes back to that back or that front door slider here. 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here it comes. There's a swing and a miss, strike 3 as Watkin Bell tips that one into the glove. And the Islanders are 2 outs away. The Islanders looking to complete a Cinderella 12 months here New Brunswick Senior Baseball League champions last year, national champions just over a month ago. That's on the outside part of the plate for a strike. And now 2 outs away from 2025 New Brunswick Senior Baseball League title. 0-1 here to Cook. And there is a foul ball hit towards the Ironman dugout. And it's 0-2. Oh, and 2 here to Cook. Smith has the one he wants. And that's high and away for a ball.
And yeah, Chris, not much more you can say about the PEI Islanders. A complete baseball team is the easiest way to say it.
Yep.
1 to 18, 22, whatever's on the roster. Really, really impressive.
That's in the dirt. I mean, again, we've seen it in this series. You know, Brody McDonald spins a gem in game 1. Jordan Stevenson throws an 8-inning complete game here as they come from behind. You know, they combined Jake Beck and Brody McDonald for a come-from-behind win over on the island last night. And now Ethan Smith, I mean, what else could you ask for from a guy? 6 1/3 of one hit ball. And that's fouled away. Two here to Cook as he's battling up there. There is a grounder short. McIsaac up with it. Strong throw across, and he got him. And that'll be out number 2. The Ironmen down to their last out here in the bottom of the 7th as Logan Walsh comes to the dish. Again, the Ironmen have had their chances in this series. They had a lead in the 7th inning of game 2. They had a 5-0 lead and a 6-3 lead in Charlottetown last night. There's a curveball for strike 1, but tonight has been the Ethan Smith show. The Islanders scored 2 in the first and 3 in the third. There has not been a run scored since. The 0-1. That is fouled out of play, and the Ironmen are down to their last strike. Again, the Islanders fans, some of whom traveled across the Confederation Bridge here tonight. Here comes the 0-2. And that is high and tight for a ball. A little extra juice on that one from Smith. 1 ball, 2 strikes here, 2 out. Smith has the one he wants here. And that's in the dirt, low and away. Two out. Smith rocks and fires. Swing and a miss. And the Prince Edward Islanders are your 2025 New Brunswick Senior Baseball League champions as they complete the season sweep, a national title, and now a month later, a New Brunswick Senior Baseball League title as they sweep the Ironmen. They go through the NBSBL playoffs undefeated. A sweep of the Royals and a sweep of the Ironmen, and the PEI Islanders are your 2025 New Brunswick Senior Baseball League champions. And again, Dig, I mean, the run that they have been on now, they're on a three-peat. They win the Nationals. The Ironmen had their chances, but tonight it was, you know, some miscues early on. But, man, the start from Ethan Smith here tonight, he goes the distance. He allows 1 hit and a couple of hit batsmen. He probably had, 9, 10, 11 strikeouts.
Yep.
Just a phenomenal, and we're going to get the handshake here at the end of the series. Really not much else to say, folks. The Islanders, by virtue of a 5-0 win are your New Brunswick Senior Baseball League champions. Folks, want to take a minute to thank all the fans out there who supported the stream throughout the season. Again, we would not do what we do here and put the effort into the stream if it wasn't for you guys watching at home. Again, we've had viewers from all across North America throughout the season, bringing you Ironman baseball. We want to thank a massive thank you to O'Donoghue's, who, for the third consecutive year, O'Donoghue's Irish Pub down at historic Williston House, have supported the stream, have allowed us to do what we do and bring you Ironman baseball all summer long. I want to thank Dig, my man Dig, who joined the crew this year as the color man. Thank you, Dig, for coming in here and filling in for me when I wasn't able to come to the ball field.
Hey, and
add a new dynamic to the stream.
From everybody else, and I think I speak for the viewership and the entire Ironman organization, a big thanks to you, Chris, and everything you do. Without Chris behind the scenes, guys, there wouldn't be any production at all. He's here before games, setting stuff up and taking it down, and just a real treat to call the games, and can't wait to see you next summer.
Mm-hmm. We're going to get the lineups on the field here. We're going to get a presentation. Of course, I want to thank all of the teams across the league, the Islanders, the Alpines, the Mets, and the Royals as well. Again, I know the social teams for those groups are always generous with sharing our streams, making sure that that we're sharing the signal, beaming the signal, and we greatly appreciate that. Again, we see the socials across all the teams of the league growing. Again, thank you so much for everybody who watched the stream out there. We're going to get Tom O'Reilly, who's coming on from the first base side here to present the trophy. For the third consecutive year, he will present the New Brunswick Senior Baseball League trophy to the Prince Edward Island Islanders. Again, as the Islanders fans and faithful and supporters on out into the field here on the third base side to take pictures. Again, they traveled very well here, both games of the series. Appreciate them making the trek across and supporting us here with ticket sales and concession sales. And we're going to get the medal presentation here. And again, as we go through this, I would be remiss if I didn't mention, in 11 months' time, the biggest event in Canadian senior baseball will be here. The 2026 Baseball Canada Men's Nationals will be here at Ironman Field the third weekend of August next year. And I tell you what, now that this season is a wrap, we turn our eyes to 2026 and we turn our eyes to the Nationals. And one thing that I do hope and that I will ask of all of our fans out there in Streamland, that you continue to support the stream because we have big things planned for next year, not only for the Ironman Games, but again, with the hosting of the Nationals, we are very much looking forward to bringing you even better upgraded stream for the entire country to enjoy. As much as we did in 2019, in 2026, we will get to show off the city of Miramichi and beautiful Ironman Field and beautiful Waldo Henderson Field in Chatham Head, as the country will converge. And both of the teams you see on your screen right now will be represented. The Ironmen as the host, the Islanders as Team New Brunswick, as the Islanders will try to repeat as New Brunswick Senior Baseball League champions. We'll leave the stream up here for a few minutes as they do the presentations here. To cap off the 2025 New Brunswick Senior Baseball League season. I will say, just selfishly, didn't end the way that I would have wanted it to. But I will say, you know what? First time that we got to have a finals here on the stream, big moment for us. We'll be back better, bigger, stronger again. Really looking forward to calling some Nationals games next year, as the Islanders receive their gold medals here Jack gets a bit of a rousing ovation there after his ejection. And again, a lot of these guys receiving their second accolade in as many months. What a 4-week span for this team. National championship. Good rousing applause there for local boy Max Jardine as he comes out and receives his gold medal. But again, a national championship in August, a league championship in September, an undefeated run through the playoffs.
Jack McKenzie. Number 39, Tyler Taylor. Number 7, Jordan Stevenson. Number 17, Jake Beck. Number 18, Benjamin Doodle. And number 52, Brody McDonald. And then manager, Doug Hines. And last but not least, the championship trophy to be presented to the PEI Islanders.
And they're going to give some medals to the Bat Boys. I don't think they announced the Islanders coaches, but I also noticed that the Islanders coaches were not listed on the lineup card, which based on the order that which Jerry read the names off, that's what he was using. So the Islanders didn't have their coaches on the lineup card, so they didn't get. But we're going to get the presentation of the trophy here by League President Tom O'Reilly. Johnny Arsenault's out there. Brian Richard's out there. We're going to get some pictures here. And there it is, the presentation of the 2025 New Brunswick Senior Baseball League Trophy. That's a good place for us to call it, folks. Thank you so much for supporting the stream this year. We will be back in May, bigger and better than ever. We want to thank O'Donoghue's Irish Pub. And for all of you out there, take care and enjoy the night.